Hello, this is Martin Francis. I'm a lecturer here in Mackay, Central Queensland University. This video really sort of is looking at basic lighting setup. I'm going to set up a three-point lighting system. At the moment you can see that I'm starting the session off using or creating some kind of ambient light. The light I have is quite directional. It isn't something like a softbox or anything like that, and I don't have an umbrella that I can bounce things off or a reflector that I can bounce things off. So what I'll do is I'll just point it up to the ceiling, and generally if you have a white ceiling it tends to disperse it quite well, and you get a non-directional light, which is really what you're aiming for by doing this. As flex students, it is likely that you would not have such expensive lights hanging around in your garage. In some capital cities you can hire them from film clubs, or if you are near to a Central Queensland campus, you more than likely can get a set from there. Failing this, there are a number of low-cost halogen type lamps that are normally used for car maintenance. These are for sale at many auto parts stores. These are high-powered lights and will definitely give you enough light for video. Here I am about to set up the key light. This is the first light. It is the light that gives you the hard or soft directional shadows across the face or of any object. You will need to control the amount of light. This can be done by diffusing the light and or moving the lamp back from the subject. A glass scrim is best for this, and if you have one you should use it. However, if you have not, as you can see here, I am using some oven-baked paper, an option if you don't have the scrim. Like anything with lights, they are very hot. You cannot leave them when they are on. The paper can catch a light and you have to be very careful. Switch the light off when they are not in use and limit the time to minutes only. You'll note here that I'm using wooden pegs. They really are the best thing to use. Anything else is either going to melt or it's going to burn your fingers. Certainly using bulldog clips are a big no-no, and you should not use them. The second light that I'm setting up is the fill light. This can be a reflector if you're outside, or you can pick up some of the spill from the key light and reflect it back. The main reason for the fill light is to fill in the shadows naturally. The key can give you very hard and black shadows. This softens it and allows the information in the shadow to come through. It is generally set up a little way back and often high, and naturally on the other side of the subject, so you are actually directing the light into the shadows. It needs to be not too bright. Naturally, if it's bright, you're going to obliterate all the shadows, and that's not what you want. You want to be able to control that light so that you are just taking some of the blackness out of that shadow. You'll note that I was just adjusting what's called the barn doors. Again, these get very hot, so always use a peg to move them. They are used for cutting the light in, so to speak. In other words, you can make even a very fine slither of light and control exactly where that light goes within the scene. They're extremely useful and definitely of value. If you don't have barn doors and you're using the auto lights, then a sheet of cardboard placed in front of the light itself will have a similar effect. Bearing in mind, don't let that cardboard get too close to the light though. You can be up to 1 meter away for this.